Does not matter. He does this every time. And yet, the people keep falling for it. And so I want to talk. Okay? Everything on social media, fucking even Western media, talking about the Women's March. Oh, 2 million women marched all over the world. Of course, it's rather confusing as to what they were marching for, because depending on what group you spoke to, they all had different agendas. They all had different reasons for marching. Pardon me. And I've seen some amazing stories. Don't get me wrong, from some of the smaller towns, smaller cities, where, you know, there were small marches that happened and women came together, families, whole communities came together to do these marches that were on for a specific purpose. They were for whether it's not just women's rights, but specific to their community. And I've heard some amazing stories. I've heard some amazing stories of women who put together groups who went out to march for specific items, even marching to present a unified front for women globally who are not in a position of freedom, i.e. women in Saudi Arabia, in Afghanistan, places like that. But on the whole, this march, again, proven, paid and bought by George Soros. Why? Because he's trying to take down Trump, cause all the trouble, the same thing that he's been doing. It's his agenda. It's his agenda. This new world order, one world government, the whole bit, that is his agenda. So he continuously puts together these marches and these demonstrations, call them riots, because they're paid rioters that get sent in. He puts them together to cause division, separation, and to fuel the fire. Proven thing. Soros, tied to more than 50 partners of the Women's March on Washington. Now, this is what I want to talk about. I literally yesterday spent 2 hours scrolling through my Facebook feed, news feed. I know, big mistake. God forbid, why would I even do that? But I did. Because I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks, grabbing a gauge of what public opinion is going, what I want to see what's going on. And quite frankly, the unbelievable, ridiculous bullshit that I've seen in the last 2 weeks is one of the main reasons why I've decided I have to start doing Transpicuous News again. It's not just people who are asleep, people who are completely under the programming, who don't know anything about who George Soros is, never even heard of him before, people who have no concept of the corporatocracy within the governments or that are the governments. I mean, the people who don't know, you can kind of forgive them. You can kind of look at them and go, oh man, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to see, you're going to understand all the backstory of what you just participated in, and you're going to be like, oh my God. I know, because I've done it myself. And it's so funny because, I mean, you'll hit the chances of you hear me quote scriptures are pretty much zero. But there's one when I was going through it yesterday that came into my mind, and it was a quote by Jesus: "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." And that was everything about this Women's March. Everything about this Women's March. Being promoted by Madonna, Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, three of the skankiest women who have done more to hurt women's rights, more to subjugate women into nothing more than sexual toys. And yet they're up there preaching to the crowds, oh yeah. And of course, Madonna wants to blow up the White House now. Go figure. My concern is the amount of people that I know are awake, who I know are aware. They know all about George Soros. They know all about the fact that all this political bullshit of the left side, the right side, the elephant and the donkey, the two-party system, three-party, four-party, depending on what country you're in, is all a crock of shit. They are all run by the same people. And they fell for it. And they're defending themselves. And I don't understand how people who are as awake and aware as some of these people are could have fallen for this woman's march. All the signs were on the wall. It was a political agenda tool by George Soros to further all of his agendas that he's been doing for decades. Just another one. Here's the thing. It's not that it's wrong. It's not that women shouldn't march for standing up for their rights. It's when everyone throws a hat in a ring that is totally corrupted and that all their energy is being siphoned off to feed this disgusting machine. That is where the problem lies. And some of the slogans that were being chanted, some of the issues that they were trying to put out through this were so bass-ackwards as just to leave me in a perpetual facepalm. You know, there are issues. Do you know the United States has the highest infant and maternal mortality rates in the developed nations? The highest levels. They're in last place of all developed nations, even though they spend 10, 50, 100 times more on health care than half of these other countries. You want to march for women's rights? March for the rights of women to give birth in peace, to have proper maternity care, to have support. March for the rights of a mother to choose whether or not she will vaccinate or circumcise her child. This is not about playing the division and separation game, and this is where you fall on your face. If you align yourself with a political structure, you will fall on your face every time. If you have an issue, make a march. Get the people together. Make this march. Make this issue known. Absolutely. I have been a protester for 25 fucking years. I have gone toe-to-toe in Canadian Parliament with the Minister of Health. And I fucking know all about protesting. But don't throw your hat in the ring with this shit, because you were just vampirized. All of you. And none of your agendas were seen for what they were. Those women who went out there with genuine agendas, who genuinely wanted to help women in their country, your voice was lost. It was completely lost. So if you want to do something, do something. But don't throw your hat in the ring on this shit. It's dirty. It's disgusting. Anything that is being promoted by the likes of Lady Gaga and Madonna and Miley Cyrus and a handful of other decidedly fucking insane Hollywood stars should give you a hint. Oh, maybe I want to not touch this one at all. Anyways, folks, That's all I wanted to say on this.